How to stop 5 sensories from taking you for granted as a 6th sensory. How you stop them from taking you for granted is by asking for help. What a concept! But asking for help is a superpower when you are a 6th sensory. As a 6th sensory, we have a lot of knowledge about what to do intuitively. We know what areas of the house to clean, we know how to prepare food. Not all of us do, but many of us intuitively feel out these things, or we may be really intuitively good at our work. Maybe we're not so good around the house, but we really kill it in our jobs and what we're educated in. Or maybe we really kill it at our relationships with our family. And 5 sensories see us do this, and they see it like magic. They don't understand logically how we're able to do all the stuff that we do. Maybe we're killing it in business. And so the way to stop them from taking us for granted is to ask them for help. And then if they do a good job, reward them for doing a good job. So even if they do a bad job, actually, let's say, for example, you ask for help with the laundry and they screw up the laundry and they make all your whites pink or something like that. Still say thank you. Reward them for trying, even if they screw up, because they are trying to help. And the more you allow people to step in and try to help you, the more help you're going to receive. Now, if you have a mission critical thing that you're doing for your business, maybe that's the thing that you work on yourself. But there are many low stakes things that you can ask for help with, even in your business, but in your personal life or in your work, if you have a day job. And if you ask 5 sensories for help with these tasks, they are not only going to feel useful, they're going to feel like they matter in your life and that they can make a difference. And so that gives them the opportunity to not only know how hard you're working as a 6th sensory, but also to feel like they have a valuable role in your life, that they're a responsible adult who's contributing in some way to your well-being. And that gives them joy, that makes them feel validated. And so you want to give 5 sensories those opportunities to help you. If you're always doing it yourself, if you're always Lone Ranger and you never give them that opportunity, that's when they're going to take you for granted. That's when they're going to see you as an object, and they're not going to treat you with respect because they just assume you're the object who gets everything done. I mean, haven't we all taken our own mom for granted if you think about it? She always made the bed, she cleaned up after the pets, she cooked all of the meals, and she always did it with a smile on her face. Or maybe she was grouchy or upset one day, but overall, she did most of those roles without complaint. And that allowed us to flourish and fully grow into human beings who can function as adults. And even if you had an abusive childhood, your parents succeeded to some level if you're alive, right? I'm not saying everything they did was good, but they did something if you arrived alive and you were able to function as an adult. You got something from them, right? And in the same way, we can take for granted people in our lives who are just working extremely hard and never get credit. If someone is taking you for granted and you've asked for help and they're not giving you the help and the support that you need, at that point, you can start scaling back on some of the things that you're giving in the relationship. If you're used to being the one who's cooking for the 5 sensory, for example, you can decide to not do that anymore. You can just say you're too tired and you prefer to have something from takeout, and you can ask them to get it for you. Or if they're taking for granted the fact that you're always keeping the house clean, even when they're making a mess and not cleaning up after themselves, maybe you go take your work and you go do it at the library and you stay out of the house rather than stay at home in the mess and feel obligated to clean it up, depending on what kind of work you need to do. But if you're writing a book, you can certainly go to the library and do it there. You don't always have to be at home in order to work. And what you also might do is just spend less time talking to them. If they are reaching out to you and wanting to spend time with you, that might be the time to say that you're busy with other priorities and that you don't have a lot of time to spend with them. If they're not helping you with things, that's the time that you need to go focus on your own life, get out of the house, and do your own thing. Go subscribe to a gym, go subscribe to a class that you really, really enjoy, and spend lots of time outside of the house doing it, and don't prepare any meals or clean up after yourself. You can just come home and sleep when you need to, and then say hi, and then I gotta go and do things someplace else, and leave it to the 5 sensory to figure it out. And then they'll understand how hard you're working and they won't take you for granted again. Last but not least, what you don't want to do in this situation is nag and complain if things aren't getting done. If you've asked nicely for things to get done and they haven't gotten done, and then you take action by leaving the house and going to do something else with your time rather than continuing to enable the bad behavior, the action sets a stronger paradigm than the words do. The words can easily be ignored, the words can easily be disrespected or start a fight, but the actions speaks louder than those words. And so if you go outside of the house to take care of your own priorities, to focus on your beautiful life and your learning and your growing as a human being, then nobody can really fault you for that. We all have priorities at times that are more important than cooking and cleaning. Just think about when you were a university student. You didn't necessarily know how to cook everything because you were so busy just trying to get through school that you didn't have time to be a master chef or to always have your home perfectly neat and clean. And so that's what you need to do if these priorities are not getting done around the house and you've asked for help. Honestly, go and have a fulfilling social life outside of your house, because when you do that, that's what's going to send the strongest message to the 5 sensory that things got to get done. And if they confront you about doing this and they ask why you're not doing it, you can say that I had asked for help from you about this before and you didn't respond. So you're covered. Seriously though, you would be surprised how long of a way asking for help can go if you just have the courage to ask. A lot of the time, people will help you and things will get done. It's us being afraid of asking and thinking that we need to do everything by ourselves that really holds us back as intuitive, sensitive people.